The camera swoops over a packed national town hall venue in Washington, D.C. Lights glowing, audience murmuring with anticipation. A sleek banner scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Live, Presidential Accountability Forum. Studio lights shimmer as the moderator, Anderson Cole, stands at the center of the stage, sharp in a navy suit. Holding a sleek note card. Asterisk to his right sits Donald Trump, arms crossed, leaning back in his chair, like a man convinced the room is already his. To his left, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, posture upright, her expression calm but intense. She's ready. Asterisk Anderson raises a hand to quiet the crowd. The room falls to a low electric hush. Anderson, looking directly at Trump. Asterisk President Trump, you've made headlines again this week by accusing former President Barack Obama of committing treason during your 2016 campaign. That's an extraordinary claim. Would you care to explain exactly what you meant? Trump leans toward the mic, smirking. Asterisk, it's not a claim, it's a fact. Obama spied on my campaign. Everybody knows it. You look at what happened, wiretaps. The fake dossier was treason. Plain and simple. Asterisk, the audience murmurs. Some gasp. A few shake their heads. Others clap hesitantly. The moment is charged. Asterisk Anderson glances toward Jasmine Crockett, inviting a response, but she doesn't speak yet. Her eyes are locked on Trump. Measured. Patient. The calm before the storm. Asterisk Trump leans back again. Smug. Trump, continuing, asterisk. It was the biggest political scandal in American history, and nobody paid for it. But they're trying to put me in jail for nothing? Total disgrace. Asterisk Jasmine finally speaks. Not to Trump, but to Anderson, in a tone that's surgical. Crockett, may I respond? Anderson, go right ahead. Asterisk she leans forward slightly. Palms open on the table. Eyes sharp. Crockett, let's be very clear. When a former president accuses another of treason without a shred of evidence, that's not politics. That's dangerous. Asterisk Trump's eyes narrow. Jasmine turns directly to him. Crockett, you say, everybody knows it, but nobody's seen it. Not the DOJ, not the intelligence community, not the bipartisan Senate report. What we do know is that you're facing 91 felony charges. Asterisk, a few gasps. A ripple of applause. The tension rises. Trump scoffs, but says nothing yet. Asterisk Crockett remains composed, hands still on the table. She's just getting started. Asterisk Trump shifts in his chair, trying to brush off Jasmine's words with a familiar dismissive wave of his hand. Trump, leaning toward the mic. Asterisk, you know what? This is the problem. You people never give me credit. It was treason, okay? Obama and his people, Comey, Brennan, they were all in on it. You'll see. I've been right about everything else. Asterisk, he gestures wildly to the audience, who now seem more divided, some still nodding along, others clearly growing restless. Crockett, cutting in, measured but firm. Asterisk, let's be honest, Mr. Trump. You're not right, you're loud. That's not the same thing. You've said so many things that turned out to be wrong, misleading, or flat out dangerous. This one? It's not just wrong. It's reckless. Trump leans in again, eyebrows raised. Trump asterisk oh. Really? You want to talk reckless? How about Crockett, holding up a hand, stopping him cold. Asterisk no, you don't get to deflect. Not this time. You want to call President Obama a traitor on live television? Fine. Then let's talk about your record. Asterisk, she turns fully toward the audience. Now addressing not just Trump, but the millions watching at home. Crockett, you asked for foreign help in an election. You held military aid hostage to get dirt on your political opponent. You watched your supporters storm the Capitol while you did nothing. And now you're trying to brand the man who handed over power peacefully to you as a traitor. That's projection. Sir, not patriotism. Asterisk. The crowd erupts, cheers, applause, even some gasps. Anderson glances at the control room, hand to his earpiece, but doesn't interrupt. This is the moment everyone tuned in for. Asterisk. Trump opens his mouth, but Jasmine doesn't stop. Her voice is steady, deliberate, slicing through the noise. Crockett, you've spent years poisoning the public's trust, attacking the media, the justice system, the military, even elections themselves. You lost. You lied. And people died because of it. So if anyone should be asked questions about loyalty to this country, it's you. Asterisk. Trump shakes his head, clearly rattled now. He fidgets with his tie. For a moment, he says nothing. Crockett, you don't get to hide behind slogans anymore. You don't get to bully your way out of accountability. This country deserves better than conspiracy theories shouted into microphones by a man running from the law. Asterisk. The applause rises again, louder this time. Some in the audience rise to their feet. Trump tries to speak over it, but his voice is lost in the noise. Asterisk. Anderson finally steps in, sensing the perfect beat to cut to break. Anderson will be right back after this. A fiery exchange here tonight, and much more to come. Asterisk. The lights dim slightly as the broadcast transitions to commercial, but the energy in the room is still crackling. Jasmine leans back in her chair calmly, eyes never leaving Trump. Asterisk. He won't say it, but he knows it. He just got outplayed. Asterisk. The broadcast returns from commercial with a dramatic swoosh of graphics and the words, "Live, Presidential Accountability Forum," glowing at the bottom of the screen. The camera zooms in on Anderson, who looks directly into the lens with a calm, measured expression. Anderson, we're back. Before the break, we heard fiery words from both President Trump and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett regarding allegations against former President Obama. But now we're going to ground this conversation in something concrete. Facts. Asterisk. He gestures to the large screen behind them, which lights up with a side-by-side split. On the left, screenshots of Trump's tweets from 2017 accusing President Obama of wiretapping Trump Tower and calling it bigger than Watergate. On the right, headlines and snippets from DOJ reports, Senate intelligence findings, and fact checks, all confirming no illegal surveillance was ever conducted. Anderson, Mr. Trump, these are your words. And here are the findings from multiple agencies, including your own Justice Department. None of them found evidence of treason, wiretapping, or wrongdoing by President Obama. What do you say to that? Trump, smirking, brushing off the screen. Asterisk. Those agencies were corrupt. Commie? A leaker. The DOJ? Full of deep state hacks. I had to clean house, remember? Just because they said something doesn't mean it's true. I trust my gut, and the American people do too. Crockett leans in, eyebrows raised. Asterisk. The American people trust the truth. And the truth is, you've created your own alternate universe, where facts don't matter, just feelings, fear, and fiction. Asterisk. Trump scoffs, but Jasmine doesn't flinch. She calmly pulls out a folder from her binder and places it on the desk in front of her. It's thick, labeled with bold letters, indictments and evidence. Crockett, you want to talk about scandals? Let's talk about actual evidence. Here's a list of the federal charges you're facing. You mishandled classified documents, tried to overturn an election you lost, and you pressured officials to find votes that didn't exist. That's not fantasy. That's felony. Asterisk. Trump tries to interrupt. Trump, it's a witch hunt. Everyone knows it. They're only going after me because they can't beat me. Crockett, her tone sharpening. Asterisk. No. They're going after you because you broke the law. You don't get to commit crimes and then cry foul when someone dares to hold you accountable. That's not persecution. That's prosecution. Asterisk, the audience murmurs again, louder this time, as Jasmine flips open the folder and holds up a highlighted page. Crockett, and while we're talking traitors, let's not forget you called for martial law. You asked the Secretary of State to find votes. You sat in the dining room of the White House and watched the Capitol get attacked for hours without lifting a finger. Tell me, sir, how exactly is that patriotic? Asterisk, Trump leans back again, arms crossed, visibly irritated. Trump, you're twisting everything. Crockett, no. I'm putting it in the right order. Asterisk, Anderson interjects gently, sensing the tension peaking again. Anderson, let's keep this civil. But clearly, facts are becoming more central to this conversation. We'll move into audience questions in a moment. Asterisk, as the camera pans to the audience, applause breaks out, not deafening, but decisive. Jasmine Crockett sits calmly, her folder still open, her tone unwavering. Trump avoids her gaze, fidgeting with his watch. Asterisk, the camera catches a close-up of Jasmine, stone-faced but resolute, her silence now speaking louder than any headline. The facts are on the table, and the weight of them is starting to settle. The town hall event has ended. The stage lights begin to dim as technicians and staff shuffle across the floor, removing microphones and clearing set pieces. The audience is slowly filing out, many still murmuring in disbelief, others excitedly scrolling their phones. The buzz hasn't faded, it's only gotten louder. Asterisk, backstage, in the green room, Jasmine Crockett sits on a sleek leather couch, sipping from a bottle of water. Her team surrounds her calm, collected, but quietly electrified. Her press secretary is already scanning a tablet, nodding. Press secretary, you're everywhere already. CNN just cut to a panel. They're calling it the moment the room turned. Asterisk, Jasmine just nods, unbothered by the noise. She removes her earrings calmly, as if she had just returned from a town council meeting, not a nationally televised political confrontation. Asterisk, across the hall, Trump's team is huddled in whispers. He's fuming, pacing, red-faced, waving off advisors as they try to hand him a prepared statement. A staffer quietly switches off the nearby monitor, which had just begun replaying Jasmine's now viral quote, asterisk, greater than, you don't get to commit crimes and then cry foul when someone dares to hold you accountable. That's not persecution. That's prosecution. Asterisk, in another room, television networks are running instant analysis. One screen shows a panel of commentators, some visibly stunned, others smiling. Commentator 1, what we just saw was more than a clapback, it was a dismantling. Jasmine Crockett came with facts, receipts, and a tone that said, I didn't come to be polite, I came to be clear. Commentator 2, Trump, looked, honestly, shaken. You could see it. He's used to dominating these spaces. But tonight, she owned the room. Asterisk, meanwhile, on social media, the floodgates open. Clips of Jasmine's remarks spread across TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Hashtags explode. Hashtag Crockett clapback, hashtag receipts on the table, hashtag presidential checkmate. A side-by-side meme appears instantly. One panel of Trump, looking stunned, the other of Jasmine mid-sentence, finger slightly raised, fire in her eyes. The caption reads, you can't outlie the truth. Back at the green room door, a young staffer peeks in. Staffer asterisk, excuse me, Congresswoman. Anderson Cole asked if you'd join the post-show panel. They're calling your response the highlight of the night. Asterisk, Jasmine looks up, sets her water down, and smiles, but it's a knowing smile. She rises, smooths out her jacket, and walks toward the door, stopping just long enough to speak to her team. Crockett, I didn't do this to go viral. I did it because someone had to say it out loud on the record. Where he couldn't run from it. Asterisk. She walks down the hallway slowly, calmly, her heels echoing as the camera follows from behind. Ahead, through the studio glass, the panel awaits. The monitor just switched to a replay of her closing remarks. Asterisk. Outside the studio, night has fallen. Protesters and supporters both stand outside the building, chanting, holding signs, live streaming, debating. The moment has already leapt beyond the walls. It's now part of the larger American conversation. Asterisk. Inside, Jasmine steps back into the light, not rattled, not vindictive, just resolute. Asterisk. Her mic goes live. The country leans in again. Asterisk. Fade to black. Asterisk. Asterisk.